Hello, I'm Ken Harrell, and I'm the managing partner of the Joy Law Firm in South Carolina. I'd like to take a few minutes to speak to you about the use of Medicare set-aside accounts to settle the medical coverage portion of a South Carolina workers' compensation claim. I've been handling South Carolina workers' compensation claims for almost 25 years now, and it's only been over the last 10 years that we've had to deal with the issue of Medicare set-aside accounts. When I first started practicing law, what would typically happen with a disabled worker is that the insurance company would pay the value of the disability claim, and then it would pay some relatively small amount to also settle the injured worker's medical coverage, with the assumption that the worker would be receiving Social Security disability benefits, so they could then use their Medicare coverage for any treatment needs. However, Medicare eventually wised up to this situation and became much more aggressive in working to keep workers' compensation insurance companies from shifting the responsibility for the coverage of an injured worker's treatment costs from the workers' compensation insurance company to Medicare. Part of this push has been due to the fact that Medicare has become a financially stressed system. As you're watching this video, members of Congress are debating cutting several federal programs, and the federal program which is receiving a lot of attention is Medicare. And of course, what this means is that even if Medicare would cover a treatment of yours today, there's no way for you to know if Medicare is going to cover that treatment 2 years, 5 years, or 10 years down the road. The way that many workers' compensation insurance companies will now seek to settle the medical coverage portion of an injured worker's claim is through the use of a Medicare set-aside account. Now, the use of these accounts is an extremely complicated issue for any injured worker. Basically, what the workers' compensation insurance company does is that it receives an opinion, usually from a life care planner, about what the injured worker's future Medicare covered treatment costs would be. And it then proposes to pay this amount to the injured worker over and above the amount being paid to settle the disability portion of the case. The injured worker is then required to place this additional amount into a separate interest-bearing account and to only use that account to cover treatment expenses related to the work injury at the same rate that Medicare would do the same. Once the injured worker can show Medicare that he or she has properly exhausted that account, they can then seek to have Medicare cover their work injuries. As an injured worker, considering the settlement of your workers' compensation claim, there are a few things you should know. First, please be aware that you do not have to settle your future medical rights when you settle your workers' compensation claim. In many cases, we have advised our clients that they would be better off going to a hearing to have their disability recovery decided while seeking to protect future medical coverage. We also often settle disability cases with the agreement that the workers' compensation insurance carrier will continue to provide lifetime medical coverage to our clients. In those cases where an injured worker might be inclined to settle the future medical coverage portion of their case, they also need to be aware that there are many treatment costs, especially in regard to prescription drugs, which Medicare will not cover that the workers' compensation insurance company would have covered. We help our clients deal with this issue by having a nurse consultant provide us with a non-covered allocation report, which basically estimates the future treatment costs the injured worker is likely to incur, which would not be covered by Medicare. If you are inclined to consider a total settlement, including settling your medical rights, you certainly want to make sure that the non-covered treatment costs are considered as part of any settlement amount. In summary, this is an extremely complicated issue. If you've sustained a significant work injury and you're going to have ongoing treatment needs, I would strongly urge you to hire an experienced workers' compensation attorney, whether you hire our law firm or someone else. If you would like more information on our law firm's workers' compensation practice, please visit our website at www.joylawfirm.com. If you would like to speak with one of our workers' compensation attorneys, please call us at 888-324-3100. Also, you should feel free to email me directly at kharrell@joylawfirm.com. Please understand that there is never any charge for you to talk to us about your case. For all cases that we handle on behalf of injured workers, we do the same on what is called a contingent fee basis, which means we are only paid if we obtain a recovery for you. I hope the information in this video has been helpful, and I appreciate you watching the same. Thank you.